Hi everybody. This first episode of What is Church is actually titled Before You Go to Church. In the hospital, you have sick people, and those sick people have levels of sickness. You have the emergency room where people are sick, it's urgent, it's an emergency, and they need help right away. You also have the ICU, which is the intensive care unit, and those are when people are really sick. And then you have the majority of the floors of the hospital that are actually the general floors where you have sickness and you're divided up to whatever floor based on your illness. The people that go to the hospital go there in search of help to get better, and they know that they can't do it alone. All of us have our issues. When you think of a church building, it is similar to a hospital. And before you go to church, I would like for you to know what the church is not. It is not filled with perfect Christians who do no wrong, and it is not filled with Christians who have all of the answers. Again, we all have our issues, and we all, if we go, are in search of bettering ourselves and having a better way in life. There is a such thing called a nosocomial infection. A nosocomial infection is when you go to the hospital with one thing and you end up with something else. So you actually acquire an infection while you're in the hospital that you did not have before you went there. I want to point out that churches today have a bad rap, and one of the reasons they have a bad rap is there's nothing like being hurt by someone in church. I don't know what it is, it's just something different, and it's something that when you get hurt by someone in church, it might take you years to get over it. You might not ever get over it. You may get to the point where you're like, I'm done. I'm not going to church ever again. I've had friends that that's their stance in life because they've been hurt. The church did not live up to their expectation, and for one reason or the other, they got hurt while they were in church. I actually have had learning curves, and I call them learning curves because I was hurt as well, but I had the opportunity to say, am I going to make this a situation where I'm not coming back here, or am I going to make it a situation that's going to work out for my good? Every walk is every walk, but I just wanted to point that out. There are two reasons why I still go to church. One is because I wanted to make a difference in me, but more important, I want to actually be the difference. I want others to see Christ in me, not just when I go to the grocery store, or when I go to my daughter's school, or when I go to work. I want them to actually see Christ in me when I am in church. I said earlier that churches have a bad rap because they're made up of people, and when you get different people together, different things happen, different things are said, and some people's feelings get hurt and some don't. But regardless of all of that, churches also have a bad rap, not just because of the hurt, but because of what they are not doing. They're not teaching on this, or they're not teaching on that. They're not doing this, and they're not doing that. And I can see that, but I can also see that if I am going to represent the church, because I do believe that church is in me, then I can actually go to church and I can be that difference. And I can't say that I'm going to be changing the world by having this mindset, but I do know that the difference does start with one person. So instead of me going to church and just looking to see what they can do for me, I actually go to church to see what is it that I can do to further God's kingdom and to be the example that He wants me to be. And part of me being that example is to go to church and is to be around those people that may have said things about me or that may have hurt me. And I'll get into that later, because it's a situation where I want people to be able to learn from that. But before you go to church, I just want you to know that church is similar to a hospital. Everybody has issues, but at the same time, everybody is going there to try to get better with their issues. The encouraging scripture that I have is from 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 16 to 17. It says, "Don't you know that you yourselves are God's temple and that God's Spirit lives in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him, for God's temple is sacred and you are that temple."